Hello, it's Bailey and welcome back to my channel. I have a snow day today, so I would like to finally sit down and tell you what I want to read for Joke's on Me, round 1, episode 3 of this year. We call it season 3. So I did do these card flips like last weekend or something, so a little while ago, and I'm gonna show you those card flips now. All right, here we go, episode 3. Take my cards off the top of the deck. And we're gonna do 3 card flips. Today's game piece of choice. You all know I love a kid's toy game piece. Also, I love food item game pieces. But today is this snap bracelet, Christmas snap bracelet, which will roll up and serve as my game piece. So I was up there on Good News. I'm trying to get back down here to Wrapped. Let's see what I can do with 3 card flips. A Jack, which is unhaul. I got 2 Jacks last episode, so there's only so many books I can unhaul. A 6, so I split 3 and 3. So I'll go 1, 2, 3, which is sequel, and then 1, 2, 3 owned. And last card flip is a king, so I'm buying a book. Like I said, it is a snow day. You can probably hear my kids giggling in the next room and Cocomelon, but I'm gonna talk over them. And I also did already do my unhaul pick, so I'm gonna show you that as well. Excuse the dust, but I'm unhauling from this shelf here, which is my 3rd shelf down, and I have a lot of favorites on this shelf, as well as a lot of series that I'm like not desiring to get rid of. It ends with my Sarah J Maas's. I have like the Bridgerton series, the Diana Quincy series I love, then I have like Riley Sager all the way at the end. So there's not actually very many options on this shelf that I would want to get rid of, but I'm thinking that I'm finally gonna let it go and I'm gonna get rid of Mistletoe and Mr. Right by Sarah Morgenthaler. I did really enjoy this series. I thought it was fun, like nothing that was 5 stars, but the series I think just like never got completed, or there was no announcement of other ones, and as the series went on I enjoyed them less and less. So I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this one. I do think this probably was like an early on small town series that I loved, and I have now just like read ones that I like more. So this is today's unhaul. And finally, to get into the books that I'm going to read for this episode, I have a sequel and an owned book and then a stats pick, and I'm going to kind of play with the space and time continuum here, because I'm going to do my stats pick first and you'll understand why. So for my stats pick, I'm going to read Cinder by Marissa Meyer. This is a reread, so it'll go towards my reread stat as well as a book club. So that's what I'm doing here, and I'm picking Cinder for that because for my sequel pick, I'm going to read Scarlet by Marissa Meyer, which is the 2nd book in that series. It will also be a reread. I'm reading these with the Throwback Book Club hosted by Lizzie from Lizzie's Literary Life and Danielle from Danielle Reads. I really wanted to get to these. I loved these. I read them in 2015 and it's 2025. So I wanted to be able to participate in this, so I'm working them in here. And then for my own book, I am working in a book that I already read. I read this very early on in the year, but it was also a book club book for my in-person book club, and I also used it as my friend's favorite from like 2024. Ruby read this and it was a favorite for us to be able to read for the 2025 challenge, and that book is The Ministry of Time by, I always forget to look up the author's name, Callie-Ann Bradley. And I was pleasantly surprised by this book. It is a time travel historical book, but there was a romance in this book that kind of saved it for me. And upon like discussing this through book clubs, I think that other people didn't care about the romance as much as I did. It seemed like a lot of them were actually like rooting against this romance. They didn't really want it to happen, and they maybe wanted it to be gay. They were hoping for a different romance in this book that I don't think my mind was like following. I was just happy to have any romance at all, and I also think I didn't completely pick up on the historical elements or like the connections to who these people were, but I did find the premise, which is that we have these people who were pulled from different parts in time, who have time traveled to current day, and they're all assigned a person to basically oversee them as they acclimate and to see like how that goes. This book has been like widely loved recently. Obviously Ruby loved it. A lot of people in the book club I attended really loved this. It's not my exact perfect thing, but I did give it 4 stars. And so I think for like something that's not set up to be my favorite to get a 4-star, like it must really be good for the girlies that this is like their exact thing. So I did end up really liking this one, and then I'll check back once I read Cinder and Scarlet probably. I just know I have a busy schedule coming up, so most likely I'll be back here once I've read both of those things. My oldest has not napped in like months, and by some miracle she's napping right now at the same time as my youngest. So I'm finally able to sit down and tell you what I thought about my rereads of Cinder and Scarlet by Marissa Meyer. I'm gonna basically talk about these together. But I did end up giving both of these 4 stars. I'm really enjoying the reread so far. This one, I just genuinely thought like held up better than I was expecting, and like I thoroughly enjoyed it the whole way through. The retelling aspect is like so strong, as well as I just like love the politics happening here. So I had such a fun time with this one. I did give it a 4-star. I think I had previously also given it a 4-star, so I think this one I kept my rating the same, if I'm remembering correctly. And then I also gave Scarlet a 4-star. I do think I lowered my rating from a 5-star to a 4-star for this one, but in this one overall I do think that like Scarlet and Wolf as characters were a little less interesting, but I do think it's a good second book in terms of you can really see the world expanding. And then I did enjoy like we're bringing the characters from the first book through this, as well as adding new characters, so it does just feel like a big growth, and I do enjoy like Scarlet's plotline. So both of these ended up being 4 stars. I'm really hoping that I end up finding the time to continue the series with the Throwback Book Club like in time, because I started them and I'm enjoying them, so I'm like, do it while you're doing it. But that ends this episode of Jokes on Me. Like I said, I'm filming these reviews a little late, so I am fairly far into the next episode as well. So hopefully that will be out soon here. I miss you guys. I love you guys. I super appreciate you like bearing with me through these like weird filming times. I know these vlogs are not as good or as interesting because I'm not actively vlogging as much, but thanks for being here. I love you. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye.